Okay, last week we have learned about this. Yeah. Okay, just remember that interpretivism, yeah, is qualitative. Yeah. So that means you have to interpret the phenomena. Positivism is the quantitative, the one with numbers. So you have to be very, very objective. Okay. Okay. So based on this, interpretivism says, uh, realities are multiple and it is socially constructed. Yeah. So that means there are truths depending on perspective. Yeah. So whenever you interview people, okay, what they say is considered true based on their perspectives. Yeah. And perspective is also built by social construction, by the society. So there is no uh, standard for anything. What you have is individual understanding. So that's considered the truth. Yeah. Okay. For positivism is a single or objective reality. So that means you have to refer to the certain standard. Yeah. So whenever you do a research, yeah, you always have certain standard. For example, you are researching on the training effectiveness. Okay, and you can judge whether the training given is good or not, and also at what level. Is it very good, good, average, or satisfied, or weak? Okay, so you can judge that. But for qualitative, you cannot judge that. Why? Because the nature, the philosophy is not judging people. Yeah, because uh, the assumption is that what everyone says is true, but the truth is according to their perspective. Okay, all right. So that's the first thing that we need to understand. Okay, this is the example of multiple realities versus single reality. Okay, for multiple realities, which is qualitative, okay, you see the number here. Okay, so what number is it? Yeah, this person say 86 because he is standing here and he sees that the number looks like number 6. For this person, yeah, according to him, it is not number 6, but it is number 9. Okay, so which one is correct? Okay, based on qualitative, based on interpretivism, both are correct. Why? Because they have their own perspective. Yeah, this person is correct, and the one on the right is also correct. Yeah, because depending on where they are standing. So that's why they see the numbers 6 or 9. So both are correct. Yeah, but for quantitative, only one is correct. Yeah. Okay. So for example, the one on the right is correct. Okay. So this person, the one on the left, have to follow this. Yeah. So this person has to uh, follow this. Yeah. So this number is not 6, it is 9. All right. So this one is the only truth for this situation. Okay, now we go to the difference number 2, which is in terms of depth versus breadth. Okay, this is qualitative. This is quantitative. Okay, so if you want to do the qualitative research, okay, the focus is on the depth. So that means you dig as much information as possible and the respondent, the research participant, are only handful, not many of them. Yeah, could be 10, could be 12, could be 14. Yeah, not many of them. Okay, why? Because it gives you the opportunity to dig out as much information as possible. Yeah, so that's why we don't have many many respondents. Yeah, but for quantity, okay, the focus is on the surface only, on the breadth. Yeah, so that's why they have many respondents. Yeah, probably 300, 400, or even 1,000. Okay. Okay. Why? Because they want to make generalization. Yeah. And the sampling is based on statistical rule. So there are Krejci and Morgan, for example, which guide you how many participants you have to choose in order to make generalization. Yeah. To make generalization means that you only choose certain sample size. Okay, not everyone in the population, but you can say that the population have certain attitude, certain tendencies, based on your findings. Okay, now we go to number 3. So number 3 is if you don't understand the meaning, you can Google it after. Okay, inductive versus deductive. Yeah. So this one is inductive. You can see hill climbing. Yeah. So the analogy is hill climbing. Okay. This one is deductive. Yeah. And the analogy is the waterfall. Yeah. Yeah. I think I have explained to you the meaning of this. Hill climbing versus waterfalls. Okay, and what you should understand from this is, okay, so we have inductive research approach, and this is what qualitative is. Okay, we make observation, we collect the data, and from the data we have the findings, yeah, in terms of patterns. And after that, from the findings, we make a tentative hypothesis. Yeah. So when we conclude from our findings, we have the tentative hypothesis, and after that, we further to become a theory. Okay. So probably, so if you are doing masters and you are doing qualitative, probably it's not up to generating a theory, but you could give a new insight into a certain theory. Okay, so this is what qualitative is. Okay, so this is the other one, deductive. Deductive is quantitative. Yeah, quantitative. So we start from it's like a waterfall. We start from the theory and then hypothesis, observation, confirmation. Okay. So for quantitative, first is you have to refer to certain theory. So if you are interested in quantitative, what you have to do is to read the literature, to read the theory, and look for a theory that best explain your research. Okay, and from the theory you formulate your hypothesis. Okay, and after that you collect the data, and then you get your findings. And what happened after that? You decide whether your findings, yeah, is in line or agree with the hypothesis. Yeah, whether in agreement or in opposition with your hypothesis. Okay, so that's deductive. Yeah. So where is qualitative? Qualitative is here, inductive. Yeah. Okay, you can ask question if you don't understand. Okay, and now number 4. For number 4 is collecting the data. Yeah, collecting the data. This one is qualitative. This one is quantitative. Yeah, in qualitative, we deliberately select participants, if the person understand about the phenomenon that we are researching, the issue that we are researching, so we can interview them, yeah, because that's the criteria, yeah. So according to Merriam, the criteria is, first, the person must understand or experience the phenomena that we are researching in. Secondly, the person must be articulative. Okay, what does articulative means? Articulative means they can tell their stories to us, so they can speak English, they can speak, the language that we understand. So language is very, very important in order to convey the message. Okay. In quanti, okay, so you do the random selection. Yeah, random selection is very, very important. Yeah, in here we deliberately select our informant based on their knowledge. All right. Okay. And later you're going to learn about this. Yeah. In qualitative, in quantitative. Yeah. Okay. Non-random sampling. So that means there are 4 types of non-random, more than 4 actually. Okay. But the main one will be, first is purposive. Second is criteria sampling. Third is snowball sampling, and there are a lot other sampling techniques. Yeah, in quantitative, we have simple random, we have clustered sampling, we have stratified sampling, systematic sampling. Yeah, I'm not going to discuss about this because our course is qualitative one. Yeah, so we only discuss about this. This is just for comparison. Okay, and you're going to learn this later in research method 1. I think you are doing research method 1 with Dr. Hamida. Is that right? Yeah, Dr. Hamida. So you're going to learn this: simple random, clustered sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling. Okay. For qualitative, so we have purposive, criteria, snowball, and a lot of other sampling techniques. Yeah. All right. Okay. So qualitative sampling. Why we have to deliberately choose a participant, a respondent. So it's just like fishing in the sea. Okay. So we have to look for the spot which has many fish. Yeah. Okay. So we go there and we fish there. Okay. So we don't choose at random, but we deliberately first look for fishing holes which has more fish, and then we do fishing there. Yeah. So we deliberately select participants. Yeah. Okay. So informants are just like medical consultants. So this is another analogy. Whenever we are sick, we don't simply go to any physician, any doctor that we like. Yeah. The best thing to do is to go to the experts. Okay, go to the expert, go to the specialist doctor, not just a general practitioner. Yeah. So it is the analogy in qualitative. So whenever we want to do research, don't just go to anyone we like and interview them. What we have to do is to look, to find out, yeah, uh, who who have the knowledge about the phenomena, who have experience, the phenomena that we are studying. Yeah. So we go to them, interview them. Why interview them? Because they know, they understand, and they experience the situation. Yeah. So whenever you interview them, they can give a lot of details. They can give, you know, uh, many information because they understand the situation. Yeah. So go to the specialist doctor, go to the one who understand the phenomena you are studying. So okay, through that way you can get a lot of information from them. Okay, so that's the analogy. Okay, you should also understand why we do sampling, the random sampling, the non-random sampling. Okay, why? Okay, because, yeah, so this one is the qualitative, yeah? Okay, the nature of our research is to understand, to have in-depth understanding. So in-depth means deeper understanding about the situation. So that means whenever you interview, if you are not satisfied with the information, you can ask more questions through probing questions, yeah? So that you can understand clearly, the experience that the person uh, the person had before, yeah? In quantitative, it is for generalization. Okay, so that's why they have to do random sampling. Yeah. In qualitative, number of informants. So you might ask, okay, teacher, in qualitative, okay, how many respondents is the minimum one? So students like to ask that question because they like to know number of participants. How many respondents do we have to interview in qualitative? Yeah. Okay. So the answer to that question is we don't know for certain how many informants, how many participants. Okay. Okay. Why? Because the number of informants, the number of respondents depends on recurrence of teams. Okay. In qualitative research, findings is through teams. Yeah. So whenever we interview people, yeah, so we get the answer, we tape the answer, and after that we analyze it through uh, reading. Yeah. So we read the transcript many times, and after that we summarize. Okay. So the summarization, where you pick the important points, the key point, is called theme. Okay. So first person you interview, so you have many teams. Yeah. Second person you interview, okay, so you have recurring themes. That means themes already mentioned by the first participant, but you also have new theme, the one that haven't been mentioned before. Okay, and then you interview, you have new information, new team, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one, you uh, you don't have any new information, new team. Yeah, the team that they mentioned is already mentioned by the person before, so so there is no new team. Okay, and then for 7 participants, the same thing happened, no new team. Okay, and the 8th participant, the same thing happens, there is no new team. Yeah. So after that, you can stop because there is no new teams. Okay. So only after interview, you know how many participants you interviewed. Yeah. But before, you don't know yet. Yeah. So probably 8, probably 10, probably 13, probably 15. So we don't know yet. Yeah. Okay. For quantitative, number of respondents depends on statistical rule on generalization. Okay. First, identify how many people in the population. So population means, the people you want to study. So who are they? So probably all teachers, yeah, in your province. Yeah, all mathematics teachers in your province. Yeah. Okay. So say for example, there are 10,000 of them. 10,000 mathematics teachers in your province. Yeah. But you don't need to do research on each and every one of them. Yeah, because 10,000 is too many. So you probably don't have time to go there. You probably don't have enough money, you know, to do research in such a big scale. So what you have to do is from 10,000, you refer to the guide. Yeah, normally based on Craigie and Morgan. Yeah, and from there, the guide will tell you if you have 10,000 people. Yeah, how many of them you should interview. You should uh, uh, distribute your questionnaire. So say for example 300. Yeah, so you have to choose randomly 300 out of 10,000. Okay, so that's in quantitative. All right. Okay. Uh, Now the question is, for some people, because in qualitative, the number of participants is not many. Yeah, so probably only 10 or 12, 15. I think most of them less than 20. For some people, n, because the n is so small, so n means respondents. Yeah, the sample size. Yeah. Uh, okay, because the sample size is too small, how can you say this is valid research? Okay, how can you say this is a valid research? Okay, the answer is it is still valid. Why? Because although the number of respondents is small, but we interview them, yeah, and we go deeper. Yeah, our nature is try to uh, deeply understand their experience. Yeah. Okay, these are example of research which has small sample size. Yeah. So okay, let me read one by one. For example, Piaget, yeah, contribute our understanding of how children think by observing two children. So that means how many sample size, how many respondents? Only two respondents, two children. Huh? Okay, so if you want to understand more, you can click here, this video and also the website, the details of the Piaget research. Okay, only two, but probably take many, many years. Yeah, but the question is only a small sample size, only two children. Bandler and Grinder founded NLP, neuro-linguistic program. I think a certain program in order to uh, neuro-linguistic program. Okay, in order to make you communicate, yeah, have a better communication skill, yeah. So the N, the sample size is only 3 people. Okay, so the N is 3, you know. Okay, and the third one is the Peters and Waterman research. Okay, and they formulated 8 principles of organizational excellence, and their ideas, yeah, their ideas are very, very popular, especially for a consultant, management consultant all around the world. Okay, and the sample size is only 62 companies. Yeah, 62. In quali we have hundreds. In quantitative we have hundreds, but Peters and Waterman only 62 companies, but their research, uh, in a deeper understanding details of 62 companies. Okay, so although only 62, but they have a deeper understanding of the companies, yeah, a rich detail. Okay, Claire Claiborne Park studied her daughter's autism for 40 years. So that means how many respondents? Only one respondent, you know. But the duration of the study is 40 years. So every stage of her development is recorded. Yeah. Okay, so N is only one. Yeah, N is only one. The sample size is only one. The respondents is only one. Okay, so the answer to that question is yes, it is valid to use small sample size, because what we concern more is the rich detail of the person that we are studying.